think it's on. Hey guys, it's Tony. I have facial hair because I'm going through a midlife crisis. Just kidding, I'm just lazy. Am I sweaty? What's up guys, it's Tony. I am back again to do another installment of Geeking Out. This time it's going to be on Stephen King's It, because I'm seeing it tonight, and I am super excited to get down and review this movie. So, without further ado, let's get into it. I hate myself. Anyways, I got this book at the beginning of summer, and I think I read like half of chapter 1, and then I gave up. But then I sat myself down, I was like, alright, I need to finish this before the movie comes out. So I figured out how many days I had until it came out, and I was like, okay, I'm going to read a certain amount of pages every single day. And here we are on September 8th, the day that it is out everywhere, and I'm seeing it tonight, and I have finished the book, and wow, it is insane. When I first got it, I was kind of skeptical about how scary it was going to be, because I was like, alright, it came out in 1986. Not that that's that long ago, but I saw Carrie, and I didn't think that was that scary. I saw Carrie, and I didn't think that was that scary. But I heard a lot of people talking about how that was one of his scariest works, I guess. I don't know. But personally, I didn't think it was that scary. I thought, okay, maybe it was just scary for that time that it came out in. The first chapter goes 0 to 100 so quickly, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what have I just gotten myself into? And yeah, it takes some time for the story to set up and everything, but it is such a carefully crafted story. Like, everything has been thought out, and it's like, it's over 1,000 pages. I think it's 1,150 something, but that's a lot of writing. I think it took him like 2 years to finish this book, but you can just tell the craftsmanship that went into this. The storytelling, the details, you really start to care for the characters and where they come from and what they're about and stuff like that. So when I first got this book at Barnes & Noble, I bought it with the impression that it was some like serial killer man dressed up as a clown. And it became pretty evident really quickly that that's not the case. Like, it has a lot of elements of supernaturalism and like and fantasy. So it's a supernatural horror tale, and that's just not what I was expecting at all. If you don't know what it's about this group of kids that is tormented by a force of evil that manifests itself in different forms. For example, a clown, or a zombie, or a werewolf. Basically, it's like a force of evil that feeds off of like the lives of other people. The way that he orders the story is very interesting, because you go back and forth of when these kids were children and when they're adults, and as you read more, you get attached to the characters, and so you see the way that it kind of affects you too. You're like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? Is this person going to die? Are they going to live? Or how are they going to take this force of evil down? How are they going to beat it? Let me be very clear in saying that Stephen King spares no detail when it comes to the nitty-gritty, the violence, the gore, and all of that. And it gives it such a piercing effect when you're reading these sequences. It's almost shocking, like how much detail someone can go into something like this. And so I'm really excited to see how they portray the clown. Pennywise the Clown in the 2017 remake is portrayed by Bill Skarsgård, who is who comes from a family of actors, so that's kind of cool. I know friends of mine who are terrified of clowns, but personally, like, I don't think they're that scary. I don't know, but I'm kind of hoping that this film changes my perspective on that, because I want to be scared. Like, I want to be terrified. I want to sit in my chair and scream, and so I'm really excited. This director has a way of focusing on the characters and making you feel for them and making you feel with them. I didn't read too many reviews in specifics, but I did see that on IMDb, I think it had a 70 out of 100, which is in the green light, which is a good score, and then on Rotten Tomatoes it had like a 90 or an 89%. And that's insanely good, especially for a horror movie, because horror movies, we usually see them in the really low numbers, because it's so easy to be cheesy. Andy Muschietti, please do not let me down. Pennywise, Bill Skarsgård, do not let me down. Because I read this And this was terrifying. It was chilling. Like, it gave me chills. I was like, I almost felt like a disturbing human being just by reading it. And that is the effect that I'm looking for in this movie. I want it to be disturbing, I want it to be terrifying, I want it to be blood-curdling and stuff like that. So, let's go. I'm gonna go see it. I will be back. So I'll catch you guys after the movie. See you later. I got home last night around like 12:30, so I know I was so tired, so I went to bed right away, but it gave me a chance to kind of process the whole movie. The movie was really good. From the opening credits, you know, there's like the creepy laughter of the little kids, and you're like, oh my gosh, what am I doing in this? Get me out of here. But then that kind of fades away into like a really nice like piano playing, and I'd say within the first 5 minutes you're thrown into everything, and you're just like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'd say that the portrayal of Pennywise was done really, really well. My hat goes off to Bill Skarsgård. It would have been really easy for him to slip into cheesiness. He did a really good job of being like really menacing towards the kids, and it made you kind of like clench your fists and kind of like hold your breath to see what was about to happen, so that was really cool. And there were several jump scares that really got you. Even I saw some of them in the trailer, and I thought I would have been ready for them, but I still wasn't. And like I found myself like kicking my legs up in the air and like freaking out. And my friend Lane and I found each other like grabbing onto each other's arms because we were like so terrified of what was gonna happen next. And the movie wasn't just like scary. It was really funny too. Like the characters provided a lot of comic relief, but it wasn't the type of comic relief that you felt was trying too hard. It was genuinely funny, and I found myself laughing out loud at a lot of the jokes. I also think that the director did a really good job. It was like a wild ride because I found myself sinking into my seat, holding my breath, kind of like bracing for the impact of the jump scare. There was one sequence that got pretty intense, and I thought that was the climax of the movie. Like I thought it was going to end there, but it actually didn't. But I'm glad that it didn't because it still had a lot to offer. There were a couple differences from the book. The director chose to focus on just the children, and that's it. But I thought that was really cool, and I thought that was a really positive move because, you know, you don't have to keep track of who's who, and it gives you more opportunity to kind of make a connection with the characters, and you care about them more, and you like them more because you spend more time with them. Overall, I thought the movie was a really fun ride, and I would recommend it, and I would totally watch it again. Was it terrifying? I'd say it was more intense than terrifying, and it definitely had really good scares, but I didn't have a problem sleeping last night. Just because it wasn't terrifying, like, I'm not saying it's a bad movie, because it's nowhere near a bad movie. It was so solidly made. The actors were great. The child actors were believable. The direction was awesome. And since it's a horror film, its budget is going to be a little bit lower than others. So even though the effects were really cool, some parts you're going to be like, okay, that's like, I can tell that's fake. But nonetheless, it's really good. Right now on IMDb, it has an 8.3 out of 10 stars. I'd give it an 8 because it was a really solid movie, and again, I recommend it. And go see it with friends because it's honestly so fun to like watch your friends like scream and then laugh afterwards. Andy Muschietti did a really good job, so I'm still impressed, and I'm still definitely a fan. So go check it out, and if you have my contact information like my Snapchat or my Instagram, let me know what you thought of it. So yeah, I'll put my stuff here, and if you don't already have me, you can add me, and that way you can give me some recommendations of newer movies that are coming out that you think that I should review. So that's it. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys at the next one. Thanks. Bye.